Hey everyone, what's happening? I'm Adam, this is Go To Outdoors, and I would love to welcome you back to another one. Today, I'm kind of excited. I just got a package in the mail, or delivered by Amazon. Either way, it's a package I've been waiting on for some time because what I ordered was not in my size for quite some time. But it finally came back in, and it just kind of showed up when I was outside today. So, let's break this open real quick, shall we? Okie dokie. Let's see what we got. Anyway, this is what we've got. That's probably a logo you've never seen on this channel. Well, I know you haven't. Not even in passing, because I didn't even hear about these shoes until I was actually out on the Appalachian Trail. Even in all my research and other things I did before, these being that the algorithms online and everything never suggest anything other than what everybody else uses, I didn't know about. But that one's on me because I didn't probably dig as far as I probably could have. But after realizing just now that this is probably going to play havoc with my green screen, let's just get into this, shall we? All right, there you have it. Don't need that. That is the Topo Athletic Terraventure 3, and being that it did come in both of my favorite colors in one, I got the green and orange model. Now, this is something I've actually been really excited to try out since I first heard about them because, hold please, as you know, when I was out on the trail, I was using these. Your everyday, very common, very comfortable Ultra Lone Peak 5s. And obnoxiously green neon color. I loved every minute of it. But, these are filthy from the other day. Anyway, ignore that. I had one pair of these that I got about 600 miles out of, and unfortunately that pair I can't show you because it is in a dumpster or a landfill down in southern Virginia at this point. But there are a few things I liked about these shoes, but I knew there was a couple things that didn't work the best for me. First and foremost, I am a bigger guy, in case you didn't notice. So, footwear for me, I knew was going to be one of my primary concerns when I was on the trail, and it did turn out to be that way because after a few hundred miles, I started to have issues. Now, this is a size 13, and my feet actually did grow into these when I was on the trail. Depending on the manufacturer's shoes, I'm anywhere from a 12.5 to 13. And the wide toe box that the Ultras are known for, it's very slim on the bottom, very wide on the top. I noticed they were actually letting my feet spread out the way that they should have. Now, when I was hiking, I was using a pair of Superfeet Trailblazer insoles in these because I wanted something. With those, they actually have that carbon fiber cup that it's under your heel and your midsole, and I wanted something to be able to protect me from the rocks and roots and things that I knew I'd been personally having issues with before when I was doing my shakedown hikes and things like that. Because the soles on these Ultras are not the toughest. They really aren't. The Max Track material they have on the bottom of the sole here, it wears out faster than I thought they were going to. It was pretty much only sheer force of will that I kept my first shoes for about 600 miles there because the tread was essentially gone on the bottom. The foam in the inside was kind of starting to wear down, and I've probably got about 400 miles on these now, and of course I've been wearing them around everyday things as well, but they're at that super flexible, just about done point. So I was looking for something new, and I've been wearing these. I've been keeping these on hand because I was waiting for these to arrive. So why did I switch to these? Well, first and foremost, I wanted to try something that wasn't a zero drop to see if having a little bit extra rise in my heel would take any tension off of the bone spurs that I have right now and the plantar fasciitis that I developed when I was on the trail, which still is not better, unfortunately. But I'm working on that. It's getting better slowly but surely. And I, when I used to hike, when I did a lot of my other stuff, I always wore Merrells because I like the material that they had on the bottom of the soles, and I like the way that they fit because they had higher arches on the inside. And I was also hearing other things that these did have a higher relative arch on the inside of them, and they have a Vibram sole, just like a lot of the Merrells that I use, the Moabs and things like that. I know that personally is a more durable material than a lot of the others that are out there. And the other thing that's mentioned actually in their material is they have a rock guard. I believe they call it a rock plate in the forefront of these shoes. That it's a little bit extra padding and a little bit extra durability to help cushion and soften the blows from roots and rocks and everything like that that you're inevitably going to see when you're out there on a trail. And all in all, first impressions, these actually seem like a well put together shoe. Obviously, they're not waterproof, but I don't really mind that anyway. I don't like hiking in waterproof shoes. And I've gone over that before. It's because when they get wet, they don't dry out. But these, I don't have that problem with. So, the other features that I liked on this one is they do have a little loop on the front, very similar to the loop right there. Very similar to the Ultras. That is actually a hook for your gaiters if you want to start wearing gaiters, which I do. And it just seems like it's going to be a good fit because these also do have a very wide toe box. However, towards the rear of the shoe, it seems to be a little bit thinner, which I think is actually going to fit my foot a little bit better because, again, when my feet changed when I was hiking on the AT this year, I noticed that the front of my foot, did spread out a lot more once I began wearing the Ultras. So I wanted to get that kind of going in my next pair of shoes. So really, really excited about these. Of course, the last thing that's important to me when I'm out on the trail is actually having the proper amount of traction. On the Appalachian Trail, you're going to see rain, you're going to see mud, you're going to see snotty conditions, you're going to see rocks, you're going to see sand, you're going to see everything else. I wanted some tread that was going to be somewhat omnidirectional and grippy, and with larger tread blocks, because when you're going to be going through the muddier sections and the rockier sections, a larger tread block for me tended to have a little bit better grip than something that was more of a uniform sole, and these do have a very, very good tread pattern. There's actually a sticker on the side here. It says Mega Grip. Focus on that. Mega Grip. And yeah, so overall first impressions, I am excited about these shoes. I'm gonna start wearing them around starting today, and we'll see. I'm gonna give them a couple days and see how they do. And I'm not gonna put any insoles in these right now. Like I said, in my Ultras, I was using those Superfeet Trailblazers when I was on the trail. I think because I didn't use the actual insoles that came in them. Now, I'm not saying they were great insoles that came right out of the box. They were actually kind of poopy. But I think because I tried to switch too many things at once with my feet, that may have compounded the issues that I had. So I'm going to give you a rundown on these as soon as I get a couple miles on them. Probably going to be about a month. Probably have a bunch of miles on them by then, at least just doing my walk and talks and my training walks and backpacking day hikes and things like that. But so all in all, great first impression of the Topo Athletic Terraventure 3s. I am excited to wear these around, and as soon as I have a great impression on what these are capable of in terms of my feet, I will let you know. And if you have any experience with Topo Athletic shoes, or if you've had other brands other than the ubiquitous Ultras and Merrells and Keens that are out on the trail, feel free to leave a comment below because I'm willing to learn. If these don't work, obviously I'm going to be looking for another pair of shoes after that. But if all works out, I won't have to look anymore. So let's see what happens. But that's all I got for you today. So like I always say, thanks again for watching. Make sure you go outside and find a reason to smile today. And I'll catch you in the next one.